You're with Clement Manyathela
on 702.
Let's walk the talk. Streaming on the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856.
92.7 and 106 FM.
A very good morning to you. I'm Jane Dutton. I'm standing in for Clement Manyathela just for the moment. It's good to be with you. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. So many moving parts. The best and the fast and the most effective moving part certainly was the Springboks. It wasn't a particularly pretty game, but at least we won, and they didn't put us through that emotional trauma that they put us through the weekend before. I'm just wondering if you watched the game and what you thought about it. I've been thinking quite a bit about what's been going down in the tourism sector. As we know, in South Africa, it is one of the most important sectors. It brings in a lot of money. It's been growing. It's a country that people spend a lot of money on, and it is something that we have been able to maintain control of. But as you know, the tourism minister, Patricia de Lille, dissolved the tourism board, and it's a decision that sparked fierce debate over governance, accountability, and power struggles behind the scenes. So while the action is legally grounded, it sparked debate over whether it was governance necessity or political interference. We want to know if it was a clean-up operation. I mean, a former board member said that the board dissolved after he flagged an irregularly chosen CEO. So who is wrong here? What sort of impact do you think it'll have on this very important sector of ours? I also want to know about your thoughts on this recent poll. The Democratic Alliance has certainly been pulling ahead in the latest local election results, polling results, gaining ground in key municipalities, pulling ahead of the other parties. What do you make of that news? Is this good for us? Is it something that you would consider if you'd never voted for the DA before? What do you think is behind that? I mean, obviously the DA is still facing major challenges, winning support in areas long dominated by the ANC, but with all of those other relatively new players, what do you think this means? What do you think it means for us going ahead? And also, there was an interesting report out about female buyers buying property. There are an increasing number of them. Does that show confidence? The fact that they are maybe catching up with their men in the boardrooms, they're getting the better pay that they well deserve. I'd love to hear from you. Give us a call. The phone lines are open. 011 883 0702. You can WhatsApp me 072 702 1702.
Clement Manyathela, streaming on the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856.
92.7
and 106 FM.
So as we know, the Minister, Patricia de Lille, made the decision to dissolve the tourism board. And it'll be interesting to find out more about it. It just shows you, it's so typical of our politics, right? Nothing is dead straight. Nothing is just black or white. It always has these grey bits, always with allegations of something dodgy happening in that board, in that sector. So it'll be good to get your thoughts on what you think is really happening here. I know that Outer is concerned about what it has witnessed, and also the tourism sector. The Tourism Business Council of South Africa have voiced disappointment, stating that the board was composed of experienced, credible members who were beginning to bring much-needed stability to South Africa's tourism. I mean, we can't mess with sectors like this. It is worth hundreds of millions, and it employs thousands, tens of thousands of people. So what's going to happen in the meantime? There's going to be a temporary board taking decisions. Outer is saying that, and Outer is the organisation undoing tax abuse. They've labelled this move as politically motivated, calling it a, quote, direct assault on governance and accountability. They argue the board was exercising its oversight responsibilities, particularly regarding disciplinary action against the suspended CEO, and that de Lille's decision undermined that accountability. Outer has also criticised the minister for dissolving governance structures instead of supporting them, especially as the board lacked a chairperson, largely due to internal instability. What is it that we are doing wrong in this country? As you ponder that, I'm going to hand you over to my colleague, Clement Manyathela. Clement, good morning.
Good morning, Jane. Thank you so much for that. It's 13 o'clock, as you've heard from Jane. In fact, Dumelang, Sanbonani, good morning. Let me start there because we didn't start the show like that. In fact, let's do it the way we normally do it, right? So, Dumelang, welcome to the Clement Manyathela Show. It's so great to have you with us here on 702. As we start this brand new week, I hope your day is going well so far, and I wish you all the best with your week this coming week, the next 5 days. So, as you are aware now, this morning, and that's the reason why Jane had come in there, we're still trying to sort out our technical issues here, but we're coming to you live from Airports Company South Africa offices. We're at OR Tambo International Airport because AXA is actually presenting its 2024-2025 financial results this morning. This event actually marks a significant milestone in the company's journey as it transitions from recovery to this new chapter of growth, of resilience, and long-term sustainability. So that announcement today, this morning, about AXA's performance for the fiscal year ending the 31st of March 2025. It will highlight some key achievements, some strategic successes and challenges during the year under review. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what the report says about the context of the company's strategy to innovate and grow and how it really aligns with global aviation trends and the plans to improve passenger experience, because that's what matters most, you as a passenger. There have been some issues with air traffic control, some jet fuel issues. I'm hoping I can ask some executives here questions about that too. So that's why we're here at OR Tambo International Airport. Jane was talking earlier about some sporting action that happened over the weekend. Did you watch any sports this weekend? Congratulations to Pirates. We have to start there, of course. We are officially in the MTN 8 final. We played Sundowns in Pretoria this past weekend, and we beat them 4-1 on a dramatic penalty shootout. I mean, now we head to the finals. I think this is fourth in a row, if I'm not mistaken, that Pirates goes to the finals. And I think we're going to defend the MTN 8 when we face off with Stellenbosch. What do you think? Did you watch the game? 011-883-0702. That's the number to dial. The WhatsApp line is 072-702-1702. I actually also enjoyed rugby on Saturday. The Bokke were playing Australia in Cape Town after that embarrassing defeat at Ellis Park against these Wallabies. And yes, we won, but it was such a stressful game. You know, some say it was an unconvincing win, but there were so many mistakes that were made by the players, and I'm interested in your assessment of that game on Saturday. You can give us a call or send us a WhatsApp voice note. The Higher Education Minister, Butima Namela, has now roped in the Public Service Commission to investigate.
Well, as he said, it's live. This is what happens. We'll go back to him as soon as we can. And he was talking about why he is where he is. And I mean, the airports have been doing pretty well. Quite a dramatic increase in their performance and in their numbers. So what is it that's working? That's finally working. We were just talking about the tourism board, which hasn't been working. So why is this working? What sort of lessons can be learnt? Khanya from Khali says, well done to women who buy property and freeing themselves from financial abuse by us men. I mean, it really is very important, isn't it, when women get involved in spending the money and in the financial sector, because as we know, if you've got educated women in the economy, then it lifts up the entire country. Women in the economy, women who are voting, women who are playing an active role in educating any country pulls up the country. So that could be a possible sign of some sort of movement there. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Give us a call. I'd love to find out if you are a woman who has recently bought a property and what's given you the confidence to do that. We've got a voice note from Mkonto about the recent polling. Not yet about the recent polling. I was just talking about how polls have suggested that the DA is going to do well, going to do a lot better in the local elections. Is there anything that you've seen that underpins that? Have you been involved in this sort of poll? And what is it? What are the sort of questions that they are asking you? What is it that you want to see when it comes to local elections? I mean, we know that service delivery and all of that, I mean, everybody is hampered by that sort of thing. What do we do? What are the conversations that need to be had in order to make that happen? Give us a call. The number's 011-883-0702 and the WhatsApp number is 072-702-1702.
Your voice,
Your station.
your open line
Walk the talk with Clement Manyathela.
on 702.
I'm Jane Dutton in for Clement while he's ironing out a few technical issues. As I said, that's always the joy of live, right? You never really know what's going to happen, but hopefully we'll get him back. He is going to be talking about the airport companies' results and also to the CEO at 10 o'clock who has been shocked by the appointment of administrators for setters. That's Malusi Sheza, the Data Board CEO. Allegedly, a lot of the administrators have been not playing ball, have been accused of colluding with the wrong players, of corruption. Again, we're seeing it time and time again. And we've got a couple of voice notes. Let's listen to what they have to say.
Good morning, Clement. This is Melusi. Up the bugs. We've got a new problem in the country. It's called the Sibelebele. Sibelebele. Up the bugs. We are winning the MTN 8 for the fourth time in a row. We can't wait for 13th of September. Our Pume Wonga Mapagania, Siobuki Pagania, Ngomtlaga 13 September to lift our fourth MTN 8 cup. Thank you. Have a good day.
Good morning, Jade. I don't buy that narrative, Jade, of DA being the leader in the municipality, but it is being pushed by the narrative and the failure of the ANC that has been given them an ammunition to do so. Because ANC in local government, they have failed dismally. So no wonder this kind of concept that DA in local government, they are regarded as a holy cow in this case. Thank you so much.
So a bit of football news and celebrations there, and a bit of chat about these polls about local elections. And they spoke to a range of people from what I know and from how polling is conducted. And the message is that DA is pulling ahead. We know that ANC is suffering in many parts of the country. Clearly, voters have had enough about lack of governance that they are seeing and all the panoply of problems that is linked to the ANC party. And you just wonder what it is that the party can do to bring themselves up. And I was actually thinking in the car this morning about the corruption in this country. And the problem is when you have people who are accused, who've been exposed in the Zondo Commission, and yet they manage to keep their jobs. I was also reading about Malusi Gigaba today. I mean, he seems to have redefined himself. He's risen like the phoenix, and it's mind-blowing, isn't it, that people who are accused of so many nefarious deeds, whatever it is, whether it's corruption, theft, colluding with the bad boys, state capture, still manage to keep their jobs, still gain in popularity, still have a job for them, and instead of our leaders putting people out to pasture when they have been accused and proof has been delivered, they get moved into another position. And I think South Africans are absolutely hurtful. I mean, we're going to be in Pretoria next week listening to the inquiry into the allegations made by Mkhwanazi. It'll be interesting to see what that exposes, how much more rot that exposes, and are we prepared for it? How are we going to deal with another trauma? You know, I was out of South Africa for a long time, and when I came back, I realized that South Africans live through sort of daily trauma because there's this constant feed of of negative news, and we do have to look for the good. And hopefully that police inquiry will elicit some good, will elicit some sort of action, will get people out of jobs who shouldn't be there. Let's clean up this country to make it a better place in which we can all live. David has sent a message about Delil.
Hi, Jane and the team. With regard to the tourism board, I think the minister was right to dissolve the board, because in terms of corporate governance, when a board member dies or when a board member leaves the board, the composition of the board must be dissolved. So I think Outer is missing the point here. In terms of corporate governance, the minister was right. Maybe in terms of politics, Outer is right. David.
Thank you very much for that, David. I mean, we are trying to get hold of the former board member who's made these allegations against Patricia de Lille about, that people who raised issues of concern have been removed, and this is why the board was dissolved. Obviously, we would like to get proof. Cynthia's on the line from Roodepoort. Cynthia, let's talk about the polls. Hello, Cynthia.
Helen Zilla on an ENCA, both sides with Randall. I didn't even know that Randall was in journalism or in news. But I had such an eye-opener. I'm now looking at this party in a different light. Such sincerity in her voice. Did you see it?
You know what? I missed the beginning of you. You came in late. So can you please start again? Who you were talking about?
I want to answer about the DA poll that you're talking about.
Yes.
And I just want to say, coupled with that, yesterday I saw an ENCA interview that was done with Randall Williams on Helen Zilla's story. And it's made me look at the Democratic Alliance in a totally different light.
In what way?
I have never seen such sincerity in a politician before.
What was said?
Basically, she was giving her story of why she is in politics. And she's basically the same age as I. And the experiences she was talking about is the same experiences that I had with the children growing up. She was focusing on the education sector and how she ever got into politics. And it was really such an eye-opener. You could actually feel how sincere she was. And that makes me believe that whatever the poll is saying, it's the right time. Yes, I think they are doing very, very well. All I know about the DA is that they're forever in court fighting corruption, and that's made me believe more in them. I never used to believe in them.
A lot of people support that, don't they?
Did you see it? Did you see the interview I'm talking about?
No, I missed that interview, but I'll certainly catch up on it. Thank you. But yes, I agree.
Beautiful.
I concur with the
beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And how lovely to have a beautiful interview. It's not often that we have beautiful interviews. I mean, there's so much discussion around her taking over, possibly as the mayor for Johannesburg. And I think what we need in our politicians, and I think this is what she does represent. She's a hard worker, and we certainly don't know of any sort of corruption allegations circling around her. And if you are not covering your tracks the whole time, you can actually get down to business. And I think South Africans want people to get down to business, whatever party they're voting for, MK, ANC, DA. If you are representing that party, we want you to work for us. Thank you very much for that message. It is 9:31. Time for the news headlines.
Your voice,
Your station.
your open line
Walk the talk with Clement Manyathela.
on 702.
It's 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. You're listening to the 702 Open Line with Clement and Jane. Please bear with us. We're having some technical issues with our outside broadcast live from OR Tambo International Airport. So thanks to Jane, who's able to come in instances where we then can't continue with the broadcast when we've got some blockages and breakages here, but we're gonna keep pushing, and I apologize for this, and I ask that you please bear with us while we try get it under control. We are at the OR Tambo International Airport, and as you can imagine, there is so much activity here, but where we are positioned as well, a lot of activity which tends to interfere also with our connectivity. But we'll keep pushing. So let's continue with the open line. Your calls, we're taking them on 011-883-0702. We're taking your WhatsApps as well on 072-702-1702. I will bring in some AXA executives at some point before we wrap up the 702 open line. But I am interested in, yes, Jane spoke about these polls and what they're saying about the Democratic Alliance and, of course, the African National Congress and how further they're still going to decline. So I'm happy to continue taking your calls on that. The Higher Education Minister, Buti Manamela, how surprised are you, if at all, that he has now roped in the Public Service Commission to investigate the latest SETA scandal? So, as you may know, there are 3 administrators that the Minister of Higher Education has now appointed, and they are going to come and oversee 3 of the SETAs that have been flagged as, SETAs that have struggled with issues of governance. But there are concerns that have been raised about the people that the minister has appointed as administrators to these SETAs. In fact, number one, the SETAs are saying, why are you appointing administrators? You haven't really even consulted with us, 3 of these SETAs. And some of them have even questioned and wanted to challenge the minister in court. I think they gave it up until today to explain or withdraw the administrators, or else they're going to go to court. So on the one hand, the minister is under pressure with that. But on the other hand is the people that he's appointed have questionable backgrounds. Like when you look at where they've worked before, and some investigations that have been done that implicated them, that is a concern. And what surprised me as I was listening to Sfisa Zulu in Eyewitness News this morning is that the Higher Education Minister now says, the Public Service Commission will investigate these guys' background and do some kind of, just check if their backgrounds are fine. And I thought, that is weird. Isn't that weird? That
all right, back to Jane. We're going to do a little bit of ping pong today, a little bit of yo-yoing between me and Clement. He is at OR Tambo Airport, and while we struggle through, or rather tackle these technical problems, we're going to be having the conversation this way. Can I go back to the DA polling? Because we've got a couple of messages here. Dion says, I don't trust the DA polling. It's almost like they're following the USA Republican Party approach of misinformation. With the help of media, they push this propaganda. Example, when you introduced the topic, you didn't make it clear that it is a DA poll. Yes, indeed. I was going to read you those details. As I was running into the office, I realized that I left out that important bit of information. It's also been done by the Institute of Race Relations. And as they normally do, they call people on the phone, discuss what it is that they want, what their needs are, what their feelings are. Are they going to be voting for the DA? What party are they going to be voting for? And some of the findings that they got from this poll: DA leads with 40%, while the ANC trails at 23%. Tshwane DA holds 48% compared to the ANC's 27%. Kuduleni DA is at 41%, while the ANC stands at 19%. Anonymous sent a message saying the DA must keep a closer and sharper eye on the coloured areas, especially south of Johannesburg during the 2026 local elections. As their branches and constituencies, coloured component leadership will certainly cross over to the PA come 2027. I should imagine that they will be listening to that, and I think that is an important point. That is often a community that is overlooked. I think we've got a few more voice notes on this polling.
Hi, morning team, Jane and Manyathela, Clement. With the DA, I believe it's true nationally. and what their campaigners are, as the other guy said, it's the incapabilities of the ANC. They just have to sit back and just watch the ANC continue to just shoot themselves in both feet, not just one foot, both feet. So, nationally, a lot of people are going to vote differently. Provinces, Limpopo and Eastern Cape, that's for the ANC. Apart from anything else, I don't see them going over 30%, honestly.
Well, I mean, I'll read more of these findings to you. The IRR polls found a surge in support among black voters. Among black registered voters, it tripled, rising from 5% to 18%. The IRR interprets this as a move towards socioeconomic concerns over traditional identity-based politics. Do you think that is what's going on here? There was also quite a bit of chatter about the proposed 0.5 VAT percent increase. This is when it was conducted. And the IRR, again, attributes the shift in voter sentiment when it comes to socioeconomic concerns. I mean, it is all about money, isn't it? It's about your life. Is it getting better or is it getting worse? In many areas, we are seeing that it is getting worse. Who is it that can make a difference? Is it down to one party? Is it down to one person? Is it up to us? I mean, should we be taken to the streets and screaming for more, for better and clean governance? Surely we deserve it. Craig has sent a voice note about the IR.
Good morning, Jane. If I was you, I would listen to Dr. Franz Crenier in regards to the polls, because he is a neutral, and every time there's been an election, he's been maybe 1% out either way. So I think that his polling results would be a lot more accurate than any one particular political party. This is Craig.
Thank you for that, Craig. Some of the caveats they found in the poll, the IRR itself warns this may be a temporary disruption driven by the conversation around VAT. And if socio-economic issues remain central, it could signal a lasting political realignment. But if the focus shifts, this may remain just a fleeting snapshot. But all shall be revealed when we have the local elections. And as always, the only way to make a difference is if you go out there and vote. We can't sit and complain at home and bemoan the sorry state that we find ourselves in if we don't go and vote, even though the voting system and outcome is often frustrating. We have to play a role in this. I've also been talking to you about buying property if you are a woman. The fact that there is a rather dramatic increase in the amount of women who are buying property. And I want to find out from you, are you one of those, and what has given you the confidence? Sebastian has sent a message also talking about the results of the poll.
Good morning, Jane, and good morning to Clement. Jane, Sebastian here, Eldorado Park. Just had something that came to my mind. I remember Jacob Zuma saying before he formed the MK, or when he was forming the MK, that if Ramaphosa goes, he will definitely go back to the ANC. And once he goes back to the ANC, he'll be taking that 15%. So the DA needs to just be careful, because Ramaphosa got up until the end of 2027. And possibly he'll give them that a vote of his, and then the ANC is back to over 50. Thanks, Jane. Great show. Bye.
Thank you for your comments. Yeah, I mean, you know, you can never rest on your laurels, can you? Because we've got many smart players within our political arena. Helen, Julius, Zuma, all great statisticians, or, when it comes to smart maneuvering, frustrating maneuvering, they're pretty good at that. So I would never sit back and just say that everything's going absolutely fine. So I want to hear from you. Come on. If you've bought a property recently, tell me what gives you the confidence to buy the property. How are you planning to cover these massive expenses? I am lucky enough to have a very small home, and all my money goes on my home, and filling in those little those little holes and unattractive things that nobody can see. So you spend all your money, you blow all your money on your home fixing things that you can't go, look, ta-da, I've got a new painting or anything like that. So I'd love to hear from you more about the polls, what you think is happening within the Tourism Board and what Patricia de Lille is doing. We've got a voice note on the increased purchase of property by women.
I think the issue of women buying properties is the issue that needs to be celebrated, because now my sister shared a story where she worked as a nurse and she was prohibited to apply or deprived of an opportunity to apply for a bond because she was married, so the husband was supposed to be the one that is applying for the bond. So for me, it's an issue to be celebrated.
It is an initiative to celebrate. Yes, let's empower the woman. Come on, let's buy our own homes. Sage has got a message for us as well.
Morning 702. Hope you're well, guys. Anonymous here from Edenville. Guys, we are obviously selling affordable houses, let's say R1 million, somewhere there. And I can say to you that 70-80% of our clients are women. And obviously the other 30% are couples and guys. So yeah, we normally say women buy houses and guys buy polos, Yeah, great show. Have a good one. Thank you, guys.
If you're one of those who's bought a polo instead of a house, then do let us know. I thought it was more the after 50 you get the Porsche and the Bentley and all of that kind of stuff. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear from a woman who's just bought a home and what they are doing to keep afloat, how they cover the mortgage if they've got a mortgage, and how it makes you feel to have your own home. I mean, it's quite liberating, isn't it? Knowing that you're looking at that plug and that plug is your plug. We've got another voice note on Patricia de Lille's change in board.
Good morning, Jay, and your listeners. Such a refreshing voice. You are in the morning radio. Was a pleasant surprise. As for Patricia de Lille, I maintain she's one of Cyril's many errors, unfortunately. So the things that are happening under her watch are to be expected, I think, unfortunately. Anyway, this is Tobile from Benoni. Thanks.
Thank you for that lovely message. It seems the increasing number of people feel that if there is a failure, they're just sort of plonking it at Cyril Ramaphosa's doorstep. And I guess it's, going back to those comments made a little bit earlier, the fact that he doesn't tackle full on, head on people who have got issues, who are not doing a good job, who should be not moved to a side position, but rather be moved out to pasture. Simon says, if the DA is so confident that they'll outdo the ANC in the next local and national elections, why are they so worried that the ANC is using the national dialogue as a mechanism to win itself more votes in the same elections? I guess, more than that, national dialogue shouldn't be used for political gain. It's not a showcase for one party or for leadership. And it certainly appeared to be that, didn't it? I mean, the sort of conversations that were happening and the way it played out, it seemed that it was more for politics than what it should be about, which is about us, hearing people on the ground, what their concerns are, what their needs are, what they're experiencing from in their communities. I mean, the thing is, a lot of people say, why should we have this national dialogue? We do know what the problems are. It's out there, clear for all of us to see. It's what we are incapable of doing. It's like taking it to the next step. Why can't we just take action? Enough talk. We know what's going on there. We've got Stats SA and everyone else who pulls together the stats for us to know where the holes are, what the problem are, who's dodgy, who's not, what we need to do. Let's just get out and do it. Veronica has sent us a message about women investing in property.
Morning, Jane and the team. I work for financial institutions. I mean, women were buying property because I was working in the bonds department, and some of them were investing in property. I remember when the complexes were 85,000, some of them 130 by Edenvale and Patlu. I had young people from the airport buying properties as investments. So women have been buying properties. So I don't know the story of women not being allowed to buy properties. I was doing loans for women, a lot of them, young girls, if I should call them girls, because they were younger than me. That's Veronica from Spruit View.
Your voice.
Your station.
Your open line.
Walk the talk with Clement Manyathela
on 702.
So we've been getting a lovely amount of messages coming through from you. I've got another voice note on a investment, female investment, for properties.
I would like to remain anonymous. It's a challenge for women to buy properties, but I think the majority of people that buy properties are women, and I talk as a primary owner of a house and about 4 investment properties. So yeah, thank you.
Congratulations to you. Not 1, but 4. Yes, I think it's more, we know that women are buying, but that there's been quite a dramatic increase in the number of women buying properties. And I think that's an excellent story. And it's one of our happy stories for the day, because we've got to always hold on happiness, knowing that there's just so much negativity swirling around us. We've got to look for the light in everything, in every single conversation. Let's play Hector's voice note about the polls.
Good morning, Ms. Jane. Hope you're well. Regarding the polls, I really don't care what they say about anyone else. All I care about is that the ANC is going down. I really look forward to the day where the ANC nationally gets less than 10%. I really hope to see that in my lifetime. Hector in Madrid.
Thank you very much for that, Hector. As I said earlier on, before we know it, the speed of which this year is flying, we'll still soon be voting in those elections and finding out who the big players are, and if the IRR, gosh, it's a hard one to say, the International Race Relations poll was spot on, or just painted a picture of the moment, or the moment when the VAT conversation was happening. Now, after 10 o'clock, we are going to be talking about what's going on with this latest action by the Higher Education Minister, Buti Manyathela. At least 3 major setters, LG Seta and Services Seta, have been placed under administration by him. The CEOs of Ceta and LG Seta are now mounting a legal challenge demanding that the minister withdraw his preferred administrators by today. The EFF and the DA have raised serious concerns over the appointment of administrators who themselves have been implicated in past governance failures. So really, what is going on behind the scene here? And I'm just always gobsmacked about how many people have been implicated in one thing or another. And it doesn't seem to have any impact on you work-wise. You can be implicated and called out, and yet you are put in a position of this incredible power. And, concerning first news by Buti Manyathela, I'd love to hear from you after the news at 10 o'clock, what you make of that. And keep your comments coming in about women investing in property, what you think about the poll into local governance and the issues, the fact that the DA seems to be pulling ahead. And if you've bought a property and you're a woman, tell us about it, how it makes you feel.